In this video, we will explore a workplace scenario centered on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The purpose of this activity is to show how a manager's response to an employee's concerns can either foster a more inclusive work environment or unintentionally create barriers. We'll follow an employee named Jordan as they raise concerns about being overlooked during meetings. You will see two possible outcomes: one positive and one negative, with key moments to reflect on how each response impacts the work culture. Throughout the video, take time to consider how actions and responses either build or hinder inclusivity within a team. Jordan is a talented employee from a diverse background and has contributed to the company's success for several years. Recently, Jordan has started to feel overlooked during team meetings, where their contributions seem to go unnoticed compared to others. Rachel is Jordan's supervisor, responsible for addressing concerns and ensuring that all employees feel valued. Though she means well, she may not always recognize how certain behaviors can exclude team members. Jordan and Rachel are sitting in Rachel's office discussing Jordan's recent experiences.
Rachel, I've been meaning to talk to you about something that's been bothering me. During our recent meetings, I've noticed that when I contribute ideas, they often don't seem to get much attention. It's happened a few times now, and it's really starting to affect how I feel about speaking up.
I'm sorry to hear that, Jordan. Can you tell me a bit more about what you've experienced? I want to make sure I fully understand what's going on.
Sure. In our last brainstorming session, I brought up an idea for improving the way we handle client feedback. No one really acknowledged it, but then a few minutes later, a similar idea was brought up by someone else, and everyone reacted positively. It wasn't the first time I've seen that happen.
That does sound frustrating. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. It sounds like you feel your ideas aren't being valued the same way as others.
Exactly. I know it might not be intentional, but I can't help but feel like I'm not being heard.
Jordan, I really appreciate you being open about this. No one should feel overlooked. I'm going to make sure we create more structure in our meetings to give everyone the space to share their ideas without interruptions. It's important that everyone's voice is equally heard.
That would help a lot. I've held back from speaking up sometimes because I didn't think it would make a difference.
I also want us to have regular one-on-one check-ins. That way we can ensure there's an open line of communication, and you have a platform to share your thoughts without feeling rushed. Let's also work together to find moments during meetings where your input can be highlighted, ensuring your ideas are fully explored.
I really appreciate that, Rachel. I want to keep contributing, and knowing there's a structure in place will help.
In this outcome, Rachel takes meaningful steps to ensure that Jordan's concerns are addressed, making a commitment to structured communication and regular check-ins. By actively listening and providing solutions, Rachel helps Jordan feel heard and valued, which is essential in fostering an inclusive environment. Here are a few things to consider as we move forward. How might the structured changes Rachel suggested benefit not only Jordan, but the entire team? What could Rachel do to ensure that the new meeting structure remains effective over time? How might Jordan's increased confidence in speaking up contribute to team innovation? Now, let's look at a different scenario where Rachel's response is less effective, leading to a different result. As you watch, consider how a lack of action can unintentionally harm an employee's sense of belonging.
Jordan, I understand how you feel, but I think you might be overthinking it. In a fast-paced meeting, it's hard to catch everything, and I'm sure it's not intentional. Sometimes ideas get missed.
I get that things can move quickly, but it's happened enough that I'm starting to feel like I'm not being taken seriously. It's affecting how comfortable I feel contributing.
Honestly, it happens to all of us sometimes. I don't think there's much more we can do to change it. Just keep contributing, and people will eventually notice.
Okay, I guess I'll just keep trying, but it's hard to feel motivated when it keeps happening.
In this not-so-positive outcome, Rachel fails to acknowledge the deeper issue and doesn't take any meaningful steps to address Jordan's concerns. By dismissing the problem as something everyone experiences, Rachel minimizes Jordan's feelings, leading to further disengagement. As we've seen, the way a manager responds to concerns about inclusion can significantly impact an employee's experience. In the first scenario, Rachel took meaningful action which strengthened the team dynamic and made Jordan feel valued. In the second scenario, her lack of action left Jordan feeling unsupported and disengaged. It's essential for leaders to actively listen, address concerns with empathy, and take steps to create an inclusive culture where all voices are heard.